the matter of Kate, a child.
Yes.
Lord, may it please you, together with my learned friend Mr. Alloway, I appear on behalf of the appellant mother in this matter. My learned friend Mr. Underwood, Queen's Counsel, appeared for the mother in the court below.
Yes.
The representation today of the respondents to the appeal are as follows. For the local authority, my learned friends Mr. Vine, Queen's Counsel, and Miss Gomez, who both appeared below. For the respondent father, their friend Miss Farrington, Queen's Counsel, and Miss Hyde. Miss Farrington is new to the case. Miss Hyde appeared below, led by Miss Grief. And for the child, their friend Miss Brereton, Queen's Counsel, leading their friend Mr. Barnes, both of whom appeared in the court below. By permission of my Lord Justice Baker, the appellant seeks to advance a number of grounds of appeal, which are to be found in the core bundle at page 62. Lords, there are three bundles. There's the core bundle.
Sorry, hold on a second. Can you just get my clerk, please? I've brought the wrong core bundle with me, so we'll just have to stop for a second.
Want to use mine?
No, sorry. So we're going to rise for 5 minutes.
Certainly.
Right, sorry about that.
My Lord, so there are 3 bundles relating to the case papers, the core bundle, the first supplementary bundle, and then a late additional supplementary bundle
Yes.
by agreement, which I think was provided yesterday.
Yes.
And kindly prepared by the local authority. There is a bundle of authorities, and separately, I think from all of those, there are written submissions from the father,
Yes.
further to the court's direction,
Yes.
from Moylan and Friends, Miss Farrington and Miss Hyde,
Yes.
dated the 10th of June, which, in short, take a neutral stance on the substance of the appeal, but have something to say should the court find merit in any parts of the appeal as to substituted findings or rehearing.
Yes. Thank you.
Lord, there are 4 aspects to the appeal, and I'll take them in turn in this order. Firstly, the way the judge dealt with the issue of bruising. Secondly, the way the judge dealt with the issue relating to the genetic variant. Thirdly, the way the judge dealt with the issue of lies. And fourthly, the way the judge dealt with the identification of a perpetrator. I'll start with the bruising because, as the skeleton argument in support of the appeal makes clear, this is it's said to be the crucial point. In particular, the issue of the bruising which arose after the admission to hospital. In due course, I'll go through a short chronology of events relating to the bruising. But the primary submission in the first ground of appeal is the judge's treatment, in particular, of the bruises described by doctors during the child's stay in hospital, and in particular, the bruising from the 28th of September, the child having gone in on the 21st, and one body map, for instance, I think on the 26th, identifying no bruising on the body. So the child goes in with some bruising, it appears, on the judge's finding, gets to a point in hospital when there is no bruising, but in any event, by the 28th, 29th, there's new bruising. So it's the way in which the judge dealt with that, because of course it was crucial for 2 reasons. Firstly, on the local authorities case, it was the local authorities' allegation that the parents, notwithstanding the removal of the child into safe care in hospital, inflicted injuries on the child, in particular the father over the course of the 27th evening through to the morning of the 28th. And it's of direct relevance to the parents' case, that is, that this is a child with propensity to bruise or to bruise for unexplained reasons. And what we say on behalf of the appellant is that the errors in relation to bruising are self-evidently relevant to the treatment of the issue of the variants of unknown significance found by the geneticist and or the issue of unknown cause, and therefore is relevant to the wider view or assessment or analysis of the issue of bone fragility. It's also, of course, relevant to the parent's credibility. If, for example, the judge had found that this child had suffered significant unexplained bruising in hospital innocently, then that's highly relevant to how the parents would be regarded, presenting with a child with perplexing fragility or propensity to bruise, and therefore highly relevant as to how they would be regarded by the court in the giving of their evidence, the taking of photographs, the examination of the internet for clues. In relation to the mother's culpability, because the judge doesn't, in our submission, deal properly with those, in particular on the 28th and following, it impacts upon the identification of a potential perpetrator. And one can see this, my lords, from the way it's pleaded by the local authority. In the supplementary bundle, we have the local authority's schedule of findings sought. And within that bundle,
Which page?
so, my lord, it appears from page A61 And can I ask, my lords, to start at A66, where the perpetrator allegation appears.
In the supplementary bundle.
The second supplementary bundle, I'm sorry.
My mistake.
So A66.
That's a photograph.
We have the, when you say that we've got a supplementary bundle that doesn't have A's, it has just numbers,
Yes.
and we have additional documents given to us yesterday, and you're talking about another bundle.
No, I'm talking about yesterday's documents. I'm describing that as the second supplementary bundle.
Well, that's replacement photographs,
Doesn't have a.
I think.
It's A1 to A. Well, hold on a second.
It's the local authorities.
What I'm seeking to direct the court to is something that's described on its face as the local authorities supplementary bundle. Doesn't sound as though that's made its way to the court.
Well, I haven't. I've got a hard copy of it. I haven't received a hard copy of it.
Have you got that?
And
I haven't got it in hard, I've got it electronic as well.
Have you got a hard copy of it?
Stephen, have you got electronic?
No.
Bit hard. No.
Have you got any copies?
Well, I don't have a hard copy. I could make arrangements for an electronic copy to be sent.
When was it sent?
I'm afraid it came in yesterday at 9 o'clock. There's
What, AM or PM?
AM.
Came into.
The application was made at 9 o'clock. I was concerned that it was an application that hadn't been adjudicated upon by my lords.
What happened?
So yes, right.
Well, it's a very late,
It was an application to adduce
an
an
unagreed.
additional supplementary unagreed bundle.
Exactly that. It's an agreed application.
I've seen that. Have you seen that?
No, didn't do.
My lord, its contents is to explain what it is, the closing arguments
Yes.
and chronology,
Yes.
the evidence from the other factual witnesses that we say are relevant, and some expert evidence from one witness who's not in either of the bundles that you have.
Okay. So you've got more transcripts, have you, over and above Dr.
And no more transcripts.
Okay.
How many pages is it?
It is, my lord, I did do the count. It's over 300. It is,
Over 300.
362.
it's 322 pages.
Well, I can see why you were slightly concerned about
yeah.
the application.
How many? Who's referring to what documents in that bundle? You're referring to. Can you tell us now what you're referring to?
Yes, I'm only going to refer to the schedule of findings and, if necessary, one paragraph in the father's closing submissions. I could read all of each.
Right.
Of
Anybody
those.
else referring to any of them?
Well, my lord, I was intending, and that's why we made the application, to refer to certainly the local authorities' closing submissions.
Anything else?
The witness statements of the father and the grandmother.
Right. Okay. At the moment, again, we're going to rise, and I'm going to get printed out copies of the schedule of findings. That is all at the moment. If you want other documents, then the local authorities are going to have to produce them in hard copy over the course of the morning, so you could get them to us at lunchtime.
My lord, so be it.
So we're going.
Might I just ask this? What I received yesterday were updated bundles, core and supplementary. And those are different.
Those are different, my lord.
Colour photographs.
The contents of the bundles has been contentious,
Well,
if I can put it that way, without opening up any argument about it.
But it's the updated ones we should be looking at, is that right?
no, it's their extra.
My lord, as I understand it, over the weekend, appellant's team were able to replace black and white photographs with coloured photographs.
Right.
That is-
That's
that's what
this.
my lords
Yes.
have.
Yes.
Those are not new documents.
No.
I'm referring to
You're referring to an additional
unagreed,
bundle.
an
Yeah.
unagreed supplementary bundle,
Yeah.
which is in fact agreed.
So what we want now is the document that
Yes. Yeah. So So we're going to rise and get those, so we can be looking at the resolution.
In parts, they're all in one. So one electronic document for the court and one electronic document for the supplement.
Yeah.
That's what he's referring to. That's what we sent in.
Yes.
Now,
For the pagination.
yes, I tried. That's one thing I was.
Yeah. Okay.
To try and make
Do they need a copy of?
Now, the
Let me just give them this because they need a copy of it. Do they need a hard copy? I mean, I have marked, but it won't show up. It's yellow. It doesn't show up on the photocopy.
Let me send them. No, you're right.
Yes.
Let me just double check.
Okay.
Which I'll just. Is that my document?
They're still on. Are we still meant to be streaming?
Can I just take it?
Still streaming for some reason.
Oh,
you're not in charge.
Okay.
I'll send him an email now.
Really? So which one is the
Right, if you go to it, it just says.
Is that the one that you sent?
No, it's scroll up. Which is that yesterday?
I think because they're the photos.
That's yesterday. That's it. It's got all the stuff in front of it.
Yeah. Laura,
It's the same as on your list. Sorry. It's going to come. That's got all the stuff.
take the laptop because if there's anything else going on, you'll be able to.
So it's a particular one.
Yeah, I think so. No, I think I get.
Did you want to see saved onto?
Yeah, he's better. I think the other place.
So which one will have the vote?
The photos will be in second. So you should find colour photos.
Still school, I think.
20 with the start. Those are the circular photos.
Okay.
And then later on.
Lovely.
Okay.
And then you've got the 12.
Yes, they're the ones.
Yeah, and if you need Laurie's help, you can. You picked up mine. I just emailed them saying you're coming.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh, right, I haven't seen it. I was talking to the judge. No, we're trying to find the bundle. Oh, excellent. Do you want to send it to, is that what you sent to me and then I can print it?
Council's got the hard copy I can get from him
Okay,
to photocopy.
yes.
There's a little bit of yellow, but it won't show up on the copy.
So they said they might want the rest of it, but initially they just want this one document.
Exactly,
Apparently,
yeah.
yeah. Super. Let me get copies of this. Yes. Yeah. Good idea.